Hello friends from all over the world. Welcome to Honor of Kings. If you don't know about Honor of Kings, don't worry. We will give you a full understanding about the game through 4 episodes. If you already know Honor of Kings, you should not miss this program, as you will find all the key information you want to know. Honor of Kings is a mobile game developed by Tian Studio Group focusing on battle. It was released in China on November 26, 2015, and is currently the mobile game with the most players in the world. You will find a large number of unique heroes and finely designed skins in Honor of Kings. What's more, the immersive battlefield will also bring users fresh gameplay experience. That's why it is a fantastic choice for social entertainment. The first season of KPL was officially launched in September 2016, and we have witnessed the birth of 13 champions. After about 2,900 days and nearly 8,000 matches. Honor of Kings International Championship is an annual world-class esports tournament with the highest level of competition. It's worth mentioning that the 2021 Honor of Kings International Championship, which contributed 600 million content views on the day of the grand finals, reached 170 million users during the tournament. 2022 Honor of Kings International Championship will witness a whole update and hold a dazzling $10 million prize pool. The wildcard qualifiers will start on November 22nd, and the group stage will start from December 3rd. You will see the strong teams from all over the world fighting for the World Championship. KIC2022 will kick off shortly. Let's witness the wonderful performance of players on the stage of the 2022 Honor of Kings International Championship. Let's high five for highlight.
Steal the flesh. Nothing is more important. Nothing draws the shock better.
我进来了，男的没进来了，张飞人群当中开始乱抓，一征被带走，3杀。
进的节奏是一直慢于宫本的。
送走了，打起来，开进。
I project myself onto my mirror.
换位躲了关羽一下，然后再回去打一下，继续往上一打，还杀掉了一个，谢头还不敢操作。
关羽没大这一波。
是的。下路这一波，对要到2技能。1技能踢一下，完成击杀。
对。
这波已经先扫了 ，GK 撤了出来，没有选择打死战，都赚满了。
Are you ready? Let's go.
4连超凡秀动。
有点不讲道理了，看关羽，然后3个。
Ladder of respect for your opponent. Always fight to the best of your ability.
Double kill.
What's a life without its worth? Compromising with what hurts inside. When you let fear decide your fate, you don't choose which path to take in life. The more we lose, the more we gain, the more that nothing stays the same in time, in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 Honor of Kings International Championships semifinals. It's me, your caster, Pena, Muley.
Hello guys, I'm Tian, today's caster.
All right.
So great to be here. Semifinals.
Can you imagine? it is insane. We're already all the way here. Only 3 more matches and that's it.
3 more. We can simply count it down. This will be the 3rd ones.
No,
wow. 3, 2, 1.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I know that it sounds like we're super excited for this, like we have never seen it. We've seen this before. But coming up to semifinals and having Wuhan eStarPro against ChongQing Wovles, that's not something that people had in mind. For
you know, this is a happy story and a sad story at the same time.
Yes.
You just expect these 2 teams to bump with one another in the final.
Yes.
But one set new for this, like, either one of them, their journey in 2020 KIC will be stopped after today's matchups.
It's all gonna happen today. Like it's gonna be either Wuhan eStarPro or ChongQing Wovles making it to the finals, and it's gonna be sad to see one of them leave because these 2 have been so consistent throughout the KIC 2022 that you don't want any of the 2 of them to disappear.
This is the reality. This is what makes KPL and Honor of Kings so amazing to watch. And for those of you who are starting from the very first time, like in the late November, you're going to probably be very familiar with this global VP and the ultimate battle because we have pretty much cut a lot of BO7s lately, like starting from the quarterfinals.
And it's nice to have BO7s compared to BO1s and BO2s that we had in the group stages and we had in the qualifiers, right? A BO7 is a completely different beast. It just shows you exactly how deep your hero pool is. It allows the coaches just to come up with different strategies on how to face the game. So I'm really looking forward to that.
But you know, we have been talking about the ultimate battle for several times.
Yes.
I mean, me personally, I can recall the times I've been talking about this ultimate battle to happen for at least 5 times.
Yeah.
But I'm so sorry to tell you that we does not even have one chance closer to this. Like the closer we have will be the 4-2, like ChongQing Wovles going against Xiao, right?
Yeah, the 4-2 is the closest that we have had right now. And I think it's just because none of the coaches want to force it to 7 games.
Yes.
They know that in game 7 is just that. It is in the air. It could be for any of the 2 of them. They don't want to just gamble with that. You don't want to just toss a coin and you just expect that it's going to fall on your side.
But be careful. Today might be the one.
Today it might be the one because these 2 teams have very deep hero pools and these 2 teams have probably top 10 players in the whole league that we're going to have on stage today.
You know, I didn't even want to count the numbers of these 2 teams fighting with one another because it's like impossible to count. Like these 2 esports clubs are the 2 of the oldest generation in KPL. They started fighting with one another for so many years, and I've only mentioned and taken into calculation the amount 13 times of the BO7s they have. And so interesting. like the number of each winners will be rated to 7-6, where Wovles is 1 score ahead.
Only 7-6. Imagine 13 different BO7s. This is one of the classics of our game. Like when you think about classics, like those derbies that you have in all different sports, when you think about Honor of Kings, eStarPro against Wovles is the one and only. There's no other game that can be more classic than this one.
So let's like happy and a sad story at the same time.
True.
We hope to see these two teams go into the grand finals, bringing us the most wonderful, incredible like tournament to the grand finals all again. But sadly, they bump each other in the semifinals, and hopefully we're gonna see a good, like incredible match for today.
No, I'm totally sure that today everyone is up for a feast. Believe it or not, what you're gonna be witnessing is gonna be top level of this game in the whole world. That's it. There's no other introduction for what's gonna happen today. So enjoy every single game of these, because that's what's gonna be. It's gonna be a feast for everyone's eyes. The way that they're gonna be using their mechanics in here, their understanding, their opportunity to show us what they know about the game. It's gonna be something that an early Christmas present for everyone.
Merry Christmas at the same time, yeah. And no surprising, because there's not gonna change into the starting up list. Like these 10 players have been stuck into 2 teams for a long time, so they will not have any change in their starting up list. And hopefully like these 10 players are feeling their best for today's battles. Because I'm sad to say this, only one team gets to continue to the finals. And here we go, let the battle begin.
Shenzhen, China. It is on. 2022 Honor of Kings International Championship. The first finalist will be given today.
It is
Who's
really
gonna make
happening. It's really happening. I can't believe it. Because like the journey is very, very long.
Yeah.
And a very long time, finally we can have the best 4 remaining here. And this battle will be dated between ChongQing Wovles and Wuhan eStarPro. Look at the audiences.
It's packed. It is packed. They know that this is going to be an amazing match. We can see everyone already sitting on the stage. Everyone just waiting for the players to jump on, get in game, and give us what we're expecting, what we're looking for.
Everything will be happening tonight. I cannot just simply assure to you guys that we can see those kind of heroes going up or not. Like a lot of things might be happening for today's matchups. I think that the both 2 coaches are ready for whatever they're gonna do on stage. And look at those like homework these coaches are holding.
Can you imagine, like, whenever that I prepare to cast, like, I feel sometimes that I'm just carrying a lot of paper, and then I just end up seeing the coaches, and I'm like, nah, I'm just carrying. I need to keep working. It makes me feel like completely at a different level, man. That's why they're coaches, and that's why they are at where they are. Two of the most successful coaches in the history of our game.
I mean, the workload for being the main coach for this kind of team, you gotta work hard. You have to predict what kind of draft, what kind of competitions that your enemies are going to prepare for you. And you have to design a full set, 7 in total matchups, the composition you are gonna be getting to your own boys. It's a very complicated job and really need a full team to do this.
A full team of people, because you can only see 5 people on stage, right? Like, you can only see those 5 names, and sometimes you get to see the coaches. But behind these 6 people, there are hundreds of other staff that have worked really hard for these people, for these 5 players just to be at the top of their game. Just for these 5 players to be able to come here and perform. There's hundreds of people behind them. Not only the audience, not only the fans, the staff in each of their clubs. Everyone has worked really hard for this day.
Exactly. This will be becoming the stress that these 5 players are facing right now because they are the hard work as a group, as a result. So today, this battle, they are destined to win. Like Destiny put these 2 teams together again at the same time. We have like 4 major tournaments for 1 year, which will be like the first one, spring season KPL, summer season KPL, the Challenger Cup, including the KIC. And these 2 teams have been facing with each other for 2 times in the grand final, spring and the season KPL all the time, and 1-1. With eStar winning the spring season and Wolf winning the summer season. It will be a tie here right now.
No, it's gonna be a tiebreaker in here. It's gonna be a complete tiebreaker. Let's see what SK can do. This man has the highest win rate of all coaches right now in KPL. So is he gonna be able just to come up with a completely different system, a completely different strat that Lin cannot see?
You know, SK actually has a winning record that no coaches can exceed to this point. He brought 3 different teams to 9 numbers of the grand finals. 9 times.
9 times. There are coaches that have never been to the finals, and this man has brought 3 different teams 9 times. That's crazy. That's pure talent.
Like, imagine those experiences will result like hugely in today's preparations. So hopefully, like eStar have the whole thing being prepared. And ChongQing Wolf definitely not an easy mountain to buy.
Nope, not. I would say that that's going to be the steepest mountain. That's going to be a huge challenge if eStarPro wants to make it to the final, just trying to beat ChongQing Wolves. ChongQing Wolves on itself, like one of the strongest teams that we had in here, right? Like, I remember the games between ChongQing Wolves and EDGM at the beginning of the group stages, right? Like they ended up with a 1-1 tie in that BO2. A lot of people started saying that, oh, ChongQing Wolves does not have like their best performance, they're not in their best shape. And then after that game, they just started racing and racing and racing.
I could say like every single time we saw ChongQing Wolf do this kind of battles, they become better each time.
Yeah.
That in the group stage, maybe because they have been absent for a long time because they directly stand into the group stage, so they have been resting and adjust themselves to the right level for a long time. So it's very normal to feel a little bit distant away from the actual matchups. But after all, you can see from the quarterfinals up to this point that every single performances are getting better and better since the time flies. So this game, they should be feeling at their maximum state because it's one way to go. Do or die. You do not have a second chance to do it over.
There is nothing.
Single round robin, I'm so sorry.
That's it. And that's the main idea, right? Like on the 30th, both of them, they want to be on that stage on the 30th. Both of them, they want to make it to the finals. And there's no tomorrow. You need to start showing today that you want to be there, that you need to do it. Like there's nothing that you can just say like, oh well, maybe the next game. Oh well, maybe I'm gonna start this slowly today. No, you need to go all in, all in.
And from the group stage, from the quarterfinals, we just have the idea that what will be happening, what will be your result when you're making those little mistakes in front of Wolf, in front of eStar. You will begin to collapse as a whole team. You don't want to show your weakness, you don't want to show your shortage to your enemy. There, grab it and make it the end of that game.
All right, turning things a little bit, just starting to summarize. eStarPro comes in here with 0 losses. 0. How do they make that happen? What is their formula? What is their secret? Just to make it all the way here with not being able to lose against anyone.
I'm not saying that you can see those 5 very talented, very young players.
Yeah.
They have a very deep hero pool. This is will be the main factor that why eStar is such a great team together. And look at how various those compositions they as a team can offer you. They can play the warrior side.
Yes.
They can play the tank and assassins. They can play the mage assassins. They can play those marksmen with different kind of styles. They are so changeable in their style, so making their enemy very hard to guess what Wuhan eStarPro planning to play today.
Versatility is going to be one of their strengths as we move into game 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Wuhan eStarPro is going to be taking the blue side and ChongQing Wovles will be taking the red.
This is really typical for those good teams. They're always trying to eliminate system, fixed composition instead of one single character. That's the reason why Wuhan eStarPro put Aguro in the very first ban.
Yeah, they don't want you to have Aguro and Machao straight up, right? And then that pick of Wang Jun might not sound like a very meta pick, but at the same time, it just completely destroys a lot of the different options that you could have to reply back to what eStarPro is going to show.
Now, after the first draw, we're going to see the answer why SK choose to battle with the Xiao in the very first place. This is very important. We can rewind it a little bit after seeing the whole composition form from eStar.
Of course, look at that. Kung Sun Lee is going to be the first pick for Wuhan eStarPro. If it's available, I'm going to take it. And on the other side, ChongQing Wovles is replying with Mai Shinanui and Zhang Fei.
Oh, okay. We are starting to see those selections, right, on the heroes, which means that Wuhan eStarPro is trying to make a very stable frontliner, Ata, alive all the time. Ata together with Sun Bing will be a fixed composition here.
A lot of a very good balance in between early game and late game with that Sun Bing Ata combo, right?
But ChongQing Wovles.
Oh, Lamb, like just Xiao Pang's Lamb is gonna be danger. It's gonna be danger for anyone who's gonna be in the back line from Wuhan eStarPro. We don't want to talk a lot about the hero itself, but talk about the player, right? When you have someone with the characteristics as this jungler for ChongQing Wovles, Pang, you don't want to give him such an OP jungler like this, right? It's just crazy.
I mean, this player, I don't know how to do this, but he always finds the best angle. You know, the good ones, well, it's not enough to describe those time and those angles he finds up to the backline and kill them all.
That's why it's so lovely just to cast his games, right? Because normally you would always understand what are the possible angles, and the man is always showing you a new one.
The best solution.
Best solution is always. ChongQing Wovles gonna go with Xiao.
All right. A frontline paired with assassin. Oh. Appearing already.
Chang'e.
I like Chang'e a lot.
Yeah, but it was not among the meta until like a couple of games.
The RGGK.
Yeah, exactly. They just completely just took that Chang'e out of them, from the box that we had to just put in there. Took that Chang'e out of there and put it right there in the meta, and then in every single BO7, that hero has been showing up more and more and more.
You know, Chang'e is a perfect solution for eStar because, I mean, we have been talking about how vulnerable Sun Bing can be in the early game, so you really need to form like 2 standing up frontliners for your own composition in the early game.
Yes.
So Chang'e will definitely be a good choice because this hero in the beginning phase of the game will be extremely tanky. When there's no actual damage, you can see Garo is beginning taken out. That is one way to make sure that Qingmo will be as tanky as possible.
ChongQing Wovles on the other side, replying with no marksman composition.
Yep.
Straight up with Fuzi, Xiao on both sides. Wow.
You know, the damage will not be enough in the late game. But speaking of those initiations, speaking of aggression, I think ChongQing Wovles can pretty much cover all the things they want to do. But just imagine if Wuhan eStarPro finally stalling this game to the very late. I'm afraid that in total the damage from ChongQing Wovles will not be enough trying to finish off within one single team fight.
And the key is going to be that Sun Bin, right? Like Sun Bin and the flux capacitor. In the moment that you have enough cooldown items, like cooldown reduction items, and then allows you just to be able to play that too in an endless loop. Just play that second ability endless, again and again and again. It's going to be difficult. There's not enough burst damage coming in from ChongQing Wovles to be able to eliminate anyone instantly.
This is a quite unusual pick. But you know, you have to make changes because you're watching the Chang'e be the choices, so you definitely need to counter back. And since like Garo and Tian are already eliminated from the side of Wuhan eStarPro, there are very limited choices when it comes to marksman. So I could totally understand why ChongQing Wovles chooses old master Lao Fuzi as a frontliner for this one.
Whew.
But they can be very tanky, like 3 tanks. 3 tanks.
It's like there's not enough damage from eStarPro to kill anyone from ChongQing Wovles, but at the same time there's not enough damage from ChongQing Wovles just to reply back. They're just gonna keep slapping each other up until the end of the night.
You know, one true thing. One thing's gonna happen, we're gonna see very few of the killing numbers for this one. There will be a lot of team fights, but maybe ending up in a very few heads. Very few kills.
Very, very, very few kills. Let's wait and see. Let's hear how it's sounding right over there in Shenzhen.
All right, thank you for your support, and hopefully these kind of positivity will be influencing and good results to the players, and eStar finally making those aggression moves into the jungles.
Being very aggressive. They take control of the blue buff, and they took the lizards as well. So that's going to be bad news for Xiao.
Of course.
Let's see the rotation right now. Ata one more time, Tian just taking complete vision control over where Heng is. So they know right now exactly that he's not going to make it to 4 before 1 minute and 30.
Because the changing lane is really good, like letting Yijin goes into mid, and look at the bottom lane. There's nothing that Old Master can do. This Fuzi can do nothing going against Chang'e doing the laning.
They won't have an advantage right over there, so the only thing that Wovles can do is just try to rotate around and try to share minion waves with Heng.
This is what you get if you form a composition have winning lane. So managing the wave, the priority of the wave will be extremely important if you can make good use of it. This is one good way to demonstrate how to be taking over all those kind of jungles when you have the winning lanes.
Look at the rotations. 4 people come into mid, trying to force Yizheng to leave mid lane. They need to get Yizheng out of there. That's just completely narrowing down what Xiao can do.
I mean, what really matters is the second round of the blue buffs. Like 8-second countdown, and Alpound still up in the top.
Yep. And then eStarPro is going to be taking that Tyrant. They have the foot on the gas completely. Nothing. They have been able to allow ChongQing Wovles to take nothing.
Oh, this rotation is really good. They send Tian solo into getting this blue, and the rest of the 4 just rush back to their own blue, just in case.
Already a 700 gold advantage just from these rotations, these little invasions, right? Like, it's not a matter of just like trying to go in and try to get the kills. It's just coming in and just making the gold difference at whatever cost.
I mean, Wovles is ready to exchange blue bluff for going against the eStar, but this kind of rotation does
not allow them.
Does not allow them just to go directly into the blue since Chongqing has not get to level 4 yet.
Very difficult, very, very difficult start of the game for ChongQing Wovles. Let's see if it's going to be Wuhan eStarPro, the ones that they're going to keep controlling the game, or ChongQing Wovles can try to find a solution around it. some sort of a little scrimmage is the only option that I can see for ChongQing Wovles to try to stop this huge momentum that right now eStarPro has.
The eStar with this kind of composition, they are very difficult to be catched, you know, to be caught. I see those accelerations, see how mobile the whole composition is taken right now.
Yeah, you're right. Look at that. Like they want, like ChongQing Wovles, they want to do something. Look at them just already just catching the vision. Comes in. Yang's gonna jump in, face in first. He's gonna be taken extremely low. They're gonna come in, but the damage is not enough. Look at that. We talked about this. Tian takes so much damage at the same time, and Wovles are gonna have to repleague.
Tian is getting closer to Lam, and since the blue have already respawned again, let's see who will get this blue in turn.
Oh, immobilized. Yang is going to fall. He did not stand much over there as the lunar smash just locked him down.
I mean, the beginning of the team fight, eStar is usually doing a great job. You can see Ziyang, the minute he saw these two enemies hiding in a bush, he just unleashed ultimate. That kind of ultimate helped Ziyang to manage away, and then Qingrong making the rotation, trying to circle back to the backliners and using the flash and the first ability to hit like Xiao right in the target, getting the first blood to the team.
Getting first blood right now, already with Doomsday. That's going to be another problem for Wovles that they're going to have to try to solve.
Wow, Wovles is facing a lot of pressure right now.
It looked like they could have taken at least one kill over there in that bottom lane, but we talked about it. Like this composition, pretty tanky. Yeah, that's true, but who's going to deal the damage? It's going to depend a lot on what Xiao can do on that Mai Shirinu and what Xiao can do on that lamp.
That initiation is perfect. They're just lacking some of the real, true damage.
Some damage needs to come in. They're not going to contest its turret. eTron is going to take it completely free.
Has destroyed a tower.
Rotation to mid.
Again.
One more time, look at that. It's been taken to half of its HP, but the counterattack, the Sage's Mind is going to find Zero. Zero is going to be locked down, but it's going to be my Zero. No, he's just going to fall. Double kill for Zero. No double kill for eTron is going to be.
Again, lack of damage will continue to be the question for Wovles. They tried whatever they can do, trying to initiate, trying to deal damage, but it's just not enough. Like I see Yizhen Cannon trying to manage a way down. A little more dash while by Yizhen more time.
Oh, he's going to explode finally there.
I think
huge.
This is it. I think this is it.
Yeah.
This is it for Wovles.
It is difficult to see this, right? Because eStarPro since minute one, they just completely stepped on the gas, not allowing ChongQing Wovles to reply back with anything. They are game.
They have been designing how to start in this game and do exactly as they are asked to do. Like what SK told them, you have to make sure you get the wave, you got the priority, you make it to the jungles, and then once you did it, you are seeing yourself like leading in the gold, leading in the game, and trying to start up winning the very first one.
It's just like out of nothing, out of scraps, they just started just completely one little piece at the time. They just made a 1,800 gold advantage. And then ChongQing Wovles, like when they wanted to reply back to that, they had nothing to reply to it. And look at that gold advantage after these whole fights, it's become already 7,000.
Look at the individual gold difference between these two mages. 2,000.
2,000
gold. My Shiranui has no damage
That's
whatsoever.
one complete item, the differences.
Nothing that Mai can do right now. More than just stand over there and then just pray for mercy. Rotational here one more time. Tian comes in, checks on the Firehawk.
So Chang'e is a very, very special hero. Once he have a full mana state, he will be extremely tanky. The whole tankiness is related to what's the amount of the remaining mana he has. So you can see like right now, Qingrong fully mana, even gaining himself an extra blue. This hero will be starting to be invisible from now on.
And the way that Chang'e can recover mana, it's not only through the blue buff or not only through items.
Of course.
Like its ability at the same time allows her just to recover mana at the same time that it's dealing damage.
Okay, something happened down there.
Oh, look at that. The Sage's Might is going to find Hua Hai, but the damage does not follow. Fly is going to have to use his ultimate to run away as the middle turret, level 2 turret, is going to fall.
Oh, it's the second one. They're aiming to the high ground tower this early. 8 minutes.
Fan is going to stop the minions right over there at the edge. But it's gonna come in. It's gonna be extremely low. Like Fly taking so much damage. He cannot suck in from everyone.
And we can see the mini-map there, like Yao Dao. Boots is still trying to make one lane going out.
One last effort. Look at that. He's gonna have to proc his ult in the last effort. Fan's gonna have to go back. He proc his ult, but it was not enough. Yao Dao being taken down. He's gonna use his Sage's Might to try to run away. It's not gonna be successful. The minions are coming in. Xiao goes back to the fountain. Now the wave is gonna be clean and they have to rush back.
But still, like, it's looking so bad for the Wolves because they're losing a lot of things in the map. You need to build enough gold defenses. You need to have enough tower to defend your own territory. But right now, I see no time for them trying to develop this kind of qualities.
No, like there's nothing that they can do right now. Did you see the way that just Fly just disappeared from the map in there? He's supposed to be the tank of the team. Nothing he could have done. He's got no items. He's got 3,500 gold only.
Even the support, Ziyang, having more gold than Fly.
Yao Dao taking so much damage one more time. He's gonna have to try to run away. Taran was on the hunt, but lets him go. Maishino waiting for the right moment, but just not have the damage.
eStar is ready to take this common objective, taking the dragons. It will be 2 if they wanted to.
I don't think that there's anything that ChongQing Wolves can do to contest that. eStarPro would want to make the rotation.
But I don't think they have enough time. Tyran will be on spot in the next
got the
second.
vision. 20,000 still HP for the dragon. Comes in. It's going to be the Wild Blood that's going to push everyone back. One last touch and it's going to be Fan the one that's going to connect it.
But Xiao is being cornered by 4 enemies. There's no way they can make it out.
No way that they can make it out. And right now it's going to be 3 people from eStarPro, the ones that they're pushing for. What Yicheng knows that he just needs to poke his damage right now. No one can stand it.
Even it's a 1-to-1, but I think eStar is still waiting for the wave to be spawned. And look at those bigger waves of dragons. The Tempest Dragon.
The shadow dragons are just coming in.
Shadow dragons are coming in.
Look at that, like the size of that Vanguard right now, and they do not have a marksman to clean that Vanguard. It's gonna take them such a long time just to try to clean that Vanguard that could be just it for eStarPro. The speed that Tian is just taking that loop off. Completely out of this world.
Like Xiao does not even have one single blue in this current game.
Not even one.
Nightmare.
Immobilized is going to have to force his ult away, trying to escape, but it's going to be useless. Perfect control coming in from Ziyang. The Vanguard comes into the bottom turret. That turret is going to disappear. Taran taking the damage from Yao Dao. Yao Dao trying his very best, but Taran does not even feel it anymore.
Pingrong stand up front trying to initiate.
It's not gonna be it. Look at that. The Vanguards come in, immobilized one more time. Yao Dao is gonna be taken down by the damage. Pam trying his best, trying to take someone down, but he's not gonna be successful. Xiang is going to be stunned down, taken down by Hua Hai. It's gonna be a complete ace. eStarPro is going to take game 1.
You know, this is not only a game 1. For the whole series, we have been talking about this for a lot of times. We are playing in global BP, which means that the heroes that you selected before cannot be used again.
Yeah.
And in this one, Wovles is losing a lot of meta picks.
Yes.
You don't cut numbers of the Maishino of the Lam they use. Those will be the score scatters for these kind of teams. And one more thing, you are losing Fuzi, you are losing Xiao and Zhang Fei at the same time, which means that you will be deeply in danger when you're trying to form up another composition, including another frontliners.
And that's the issue, right? Like you go and gamble in with this combo, and you gamble in with using those super meta heroes. you're expecting that you're going to get the result, and if you do not get the result back, you do not only lose 1 point, you lose all those options to try to gain a victory in the next game.
I mean, speaking of who will be the MVP for this one, I think for the player, Qingrong might be it. But for the whole system, the whole team, SK.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Let's wait and see if they're going to give it to SK, right? No, I agree with you. Qingrong did amazing, right? Like just coming in with this exact hero. The stuns were there, the damage was always there, and he was clearly a very important key factor just for eStarPro just to start tanking since the very beginning. They come in, they take that early blue buff, and then they just keep rotating, take control of everything in the map, anywhere that they went. That's true. I would say Qingrong had a very big, important role.
Look at the very first team fights. We can see like Qingrong surrounding to the backline and trying to guess out where Mai Shinanui is standing, and using the flicker together with the first ability, get the very immediate like stun to Mai and get that kills. That will be the first round of where eStar is trying to take control of the whole game. And you can see a lot of things happening in that single fight, even though Ziyang is being brought very, very low, but Ziyang used a Purify, trying to get himself out of the being controlled and unleash that ultimate, making his escape that very successful one. I would say that all the team players are performing better than the Wolves.
Yeah, like
definitely.
the whole state of mind from eStarPro in here was just on a completely different level compared to what ChongQing Wolves had in mind, right? Like they could do nothing. Imagine that someone with so much experience as Guang Yu comes in and did not have even one good moment where you would say, okay, the damage needs to come in from this mid laner, right? Like it needs to be Mai Shinanui, the one that needs to deal all the damage, the burst in here. Nothing.
Yeah, I was really wondering whether the player from Wolves are ready for this kind of compositions.
Yeah.
Because like SK is basically forcing them to choose foods instead of any other possible marksman. We talk about this, the second round of the pans here. Yuanjie and Garo are all eliminated. The resting will be like Meng Ya, but Meng Ya tackled down Stowe frontline very, very slowly.
They wanted to choose Concert Yu as well, but Concert Yu is not going to be a good pick against already the jungle that has already been shown on the other side.
Of course. So I was wondering if like the teams or the whole players know exactly what they should be doing using this kind of composition, right? So they'll be lacking those very important damage when it comes to team fights. And this kind of weakness is well known from the side of eStar. So they make those very good rotations, and they're not afraid of being cornered down there because they have enough mobility to do this.
They knew exactly the fact that not only they could just go in face first, checking on every single bush, there was no damage coming in from ChongQing Wolves that could actually be lethal to them. There was nothing in there, nothing that they could have actually tried to do. eStarPro won this one with a very big message to everyone. They might want to finish this whole game early, and they want to go back home and try to prepare for the 30th.
I mean, if you compare the gains and the losses here, I think it's not only for the Wolves. For the Wolves, they're not only lose one single game, they're losing a lot of initiations when it comes to BPs. You're going to be facing a lot of troubles in the future matchups because starting from the second match, you're going to choose sides, right? Either you go to the red or either you go to the blue. But either side, you're facing a lot of things happen. You have to ban this, you have to ban that. You have to make sure eStar cannot find a perfect, comfortable enough composition. A lot of things and pressures are going on. But sometimes you have the sad side, you have the happy side. MVP, the most valuable player, Qingrong.
We talked about it.
No doubt.
No doubt about it. Like he completely came and showed us why he's one of the top mid laners that we have in this game. Like he came in with that specific hero and played to the strategy. The strategy was very simple and very clear. He needs to withstand damage at the beginning, and then he needs to deal damage after that.
Use the bush to hide his vision at the first time, making sure Xiang Yu will not have any sight of Qingrong where Qingrong is, and choosing the right target, choosing the correct angle to diving, using the flash and the first ability together. Beautiful job.
Look at that. They tried to reply back, but then Yizhang comes in and he just goes berserker. nothing that anyone could have done. Like, he was completely undefeated in there. Look at that, Fan being taken down like he would be like just a squishy kind of gorilla. Nothing. Immobilized, comes in, nothing that could have been done.
Yeah, this is one minor mistake from Wovles. You can see that, like, they let Yao Da, they let Fu Zi to manage the wave down there, but they are standing up to front, going against Wuhan eStarPro. They have a clear idea that they have only 4 members, but 5 members are available in the front, but they choose to get engaged. This is not a good sign for ChongQing Wolf. It really needs to come up with a better communication or something, trying to fix this kind of problems instead of just continues to do those fights when you're not gonna win.
Well, it's a BO7, right? Like, we're completely sure that no one was expecting that ChongQing Wolves or eStarPro would just come in and just take a 4-0 easy victory, right? But right now, we need to start thinking about the psychological damage that this is going to have on ChongQing Wolves, right? Like, because coming in, and then in the first game, just having such a strong defeat.
Of course, yeah.
That's gonna have some toll on their mindset of all the 5 players.
But you know, no matter what happens, I really have faith in believing that Wolf will be having those abilities, trying to fix things up. They have been to so many games, so many very important ones, grand finals, not to mention they won so many trophies to themselves. They are able to do this, so just spend some time trying to figure out what's happening, what's not good, what's good, and trying to remain good and trying to fix a bad, and that's it. You are able to handle this kind of tasks.
I'm totally sure that they're able, and I'm totally sure that this game too, they're gonna come in with a completely different face. They cannot just let themselves fall into defeatist right now. No, they need to come and show why they want to have a ticket for the 30. Game 1 is done right now. We're gonna be moving into game 2. Is it gonna be ChongQing Wolves, the ones that they're going to take that victory and level it to 1-1? Or is it gonna be eStarPro just continuing with that amazing pace that they just showed us? All that's gonna happen after the break. In competitive games, like normally authority, it's a very big word, right? Like sometimes you come into a game and then you know that your opponent is stronger than you, or sometimes you come into the game knowing that you are the top dog. I didn't think that anyone thought that both teams were going to come into the first game thinking that they were superior than the other. But the way that eStarPro just played and the way that they won, I think that is just showing to everyone that they are the top dog in this matchup.
Unexpected. I mean, I will only use this word to describe what's happening just now.
It was very unexpected. We're not thinking about such a big and solid victory from eStarPro. We were not expecting that. We were expecting a little bit more of a 16, 17 minutes kind of game, right? Right. It was not there.
Didn't even imagine that the whole game will be started to lead in a very single blue buff. So eStar is actually winning since 30 seconds, second, third.
So that's the thing. Like a lot of people don't understand that you don't need to just come in and then just start killing. You don't need to come in and start fighting. Look at what eStarPro did. Like they just built a 2,000 gold difference out of nothing. No engagement, no kills, no anything, and they were already in the lead.
That's insane. That's insane. And let's see. We've been talking about how pressure. It's going to be a huge pressure for ChongQing Wolves, trying to figure out what will be the right composition for them to use for this match. And they're not saving anything else. Like Jin and Alta will definitely be the best solution for them.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
Like imagine if they win, it will be a good news, right?
Yes.
But if they lose again, it will be 2-0, and they have already used up Jin and Lam together. This kind of pair.
So look at that. That they're going to be using Jin right now. That the other side from Wuhan eStarPro just replying back with Tian, Lan, and Mai Shiranui.
All meta heroes.
All meta picks. Like you would want to be facing that Tian with the Lamb, right? But that Lamb is already gone.
All right. This is very interesting. They're showing off their answer this early. Use Chang'e again, like you did just now. You know, this gives like Wuhan eStarPro some time to figure out what they're gonna get and counter back. Garo obviously will be banned away, no doubt.
That Chang'e pick right over there, I think that Monkey can suck in all the damage that is going to be coming from Chang'e. So what is the strat with that, right? Because if you have a hero like Monkey that can just proc his ult and then just start sucking in the damage that Chang'e can deal, then are you just going to use that Chang'e just for tankiness? I leave that question that's wide open over there.
Luban will be given eStar a lot of choices when it comes to marksman. I mean, eStar can still try to grab those kind of composition that they feel the most comfortable with. Even though that Chang'e can be tanky, but just imagine if this kind of hero does not have enough gold, it will also be a vulnerable hero.
Yeah, exactly, because you won't be able to actually build on no items, so you won't have the damage that you would get from that extra mana, and you would get the tankiness from that extra mana. I think that Chang'e is just going to end up being utility. I don't think that Xiao is going to be taking the spotlight in this whole game, and that Chang'e is just going to be utility. Use it for a stun, use it to suck in some damage, and just to allow Yao Dao to find the right place.
This buys ChongQing Wolves better and more time for Lady Sun to be at the right place.
Yes. Just buying time. Buying time. Let's see how Wuhan eStarPro is going to reply back. A lot of options over there for marksmen available for them. They could even try to go
Marco Polo.
With Marco Polo would be an option. That's true.
They have Marco Polo definitely be a good choice. Because Alta and Chang'e at the same time, those extra damage will be needed. Getting ready for using Zhang, whether it's going to be fixed. Okay,
it's a lock.
It's locked down.
It's going to be a lock. They're just going to straight up just go in for Yao Dao.
Oh, and you still want to go to the slumber? I don't think it's a good idea.
they're just putting Marco Polo in such a comfortable position. They're just putting Marco Polo just in like this, just to have a winning lane straight in there.
I mean, SK is really destroying what ChongQing Wolf has been planned.
Yeah.
I mean, this Zhang Liang is way too unexpected to appear in this kind of game.
And it's gonna be a lock. It's gonna be lumber right over there, just allowing Marco Polo to have so many different tanky options in front of him, just to keep just stacking his passive.
This will be super hard for ChongQing Wolf trying to initiate. Because you're facing that whatever you got, your every single move will be kind of interrupted by Zhang Liang's ultimate. And like, imagine like Ziyang plays such a good Gui Guzi.
So he's just gonna
be a better like.
he's just gonna be playing that Zhang Liang as he will be a Gui Guzi. Straight into your face, use your ult, and then that's it. Done.
But you know, obviously one of the advantages to ChongQing Wolf's rule, they will definitely having those winning lanes in the initial set of the game. They have mid lane priority, right?
Yeah.
They have those side lanes priority because they have ladies when going against Marco Polo.
Yes.
Who will that will always be a thing to count on.
It is a very interesting combo, man. It's a very, very interesting combo.
And also they have the Ata with the smite, so they're ready to do the same thing that like eStarPro just did in the very first game. They're ready to dive in, they're ready to take control of the commentator chapters and those blue buff away from Huahai. But whether they can do this using this kind of frontliners, I doubt it.
It's gonna be difficult for them, right? Like they have a very clear strat over there, just being very aggressive, just come in, try to take control of the game at the beginning. I don't think that Wuhan eStarPro is going to allow them to do that, so we can expect a different rotation from eStarPro at the beginning, just try to protect their blue buff.
I mean,
they can give out whatever but that blue buff.
Exactly. I mean, the purpose from Wovles is very crystal clear, like written on their face.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this double smite to get inside your jungle, get prepared. And what will be the answer from the side of eStarPro? Just wait. Wait and see. They will always find a good way to impress us how well they have been designed for the beginning stage of the game. How they're going to defend their own territory, trying to protect Huahai's all the buffs, the blue and the red.
The spotlight in here is going to be on Ziyang.
Yes.
I'm going to keep my eyes on what that Zhang Liang is going to be doing, the rotations and the positions, because if Ziyang just decides just to speed things up, it's going to be good night for ChongQing Wolf early in this game.
All forces, move out!
Okay, let's wait and see what's going to happen. This is going to be game 2 between Wuhan eStarPro and ChongQing Wolves. Rotation to mid, 3 against 2. Look at Fly already.
Yeah, ready to do the kind of invasion here. They're ready to do this, fighting over in the mid lane, but clearing the wave at the really same time.
E-turn comes in, just take the vision. Checks out that Pang is still here. Fly was successfully taking that red. And right now it's going to be 3v3. Tian tries to force them out, trying to protect his jungle. And look at Huahai coming from behind. Oh. Fly is extremely low. Can he run away with this? It's going to be Huahai, the one that's going to be stunned down. It's going to be first blood for ChongQing Wolves.
All right, this is the early tankiness that we talk about. Even though we thought like eStar might getting closer to the first kill, but you can see that the damage is not enough, and those tankiness screaming, bursting out from Chang'e. Yes. That's the reason why Wolf is determined to have Chang'e as the mid laner for this one.
No, and that's it. Like the Lunar Smash comes in and locks down. Huahai stuns him right over there, making him a prey. He thought he was the hunter, but then he became the hunted.
But after all, you can see those exchange in the lane is extremely interesting from the side of eStar. They have Meng Tian goes in the bottom while setting Marco Polo up to the front.
Marco Polo is going to have an amazing day against whoever that decides coming in here. It's either going to be Xiao coming on that Meng Tian, or it's going to be Xiao coming on that Chang'e, or it's going to be Fly coming on that Ata. And both of them are a win for Marco Polo.
It's time to buy Yi Zhen. those safe and sound time, trying to develop Doomsday or Sparkjacker.
Rotation to top, 8 seconds for that blue buff. They have their eyes on it, but Tian has already the vision.
Blue is about to spawn, and Huahai standing up front, trying to defend the blue by his own.
They cannot come in and contest this. They already have a 1,000 gold advantage, and they don't want it just to get out good off, just like that.
Yeah, what really matters will be the second round, you know? For the Wolves, trying to snowball lane.
Trying their very best, but right now, as you can see the rotation over there on bottom lane, I do believe that eStarPro has the advantage for the Tyrant.
Oh, there will be the replay just gonna happen. You can see those damages.
First blood.
The damage coming in. So decisive. 3v3 over there in mid lane. Xiao is extremely far away and not participate.
So this is a good sign. For eStar, you can see once that Xiang got into level 4, having the ultimate already, they just started to gain those river vision.
A completely different ball game.
What they can do with this type of the composition. They have the confidence to stand in the river from this on.
Yao Dan knows that he's being hunted right now. He does not want to come out yet.
Yeah, this is good. Playing safely. Using the ultimate trying to clean away.
Rotation in. Xiao waiting in the bush. Fly's being put on air. He's being brought back. Suppressed down. He's going to fall, but what can the Wolves do? Xiao cannot find the right angle, and it's going to be a 1-0 trade. One more time, Xiao is going to be taken, surrounded by 1, 2, 3 people. Tian joins the party, goes under the turret, and takes one more kill.
An enemy.
The kill belongs to Tian and Marco Polo with the help of a wave again, tearing one more tower down to their side.
It was looking good for ChongQing Wolves, with eStarPro just in this little push, changing the story back to their side.
On this beautiful rotation to the top and to the bottom, those wonderful skirmish happened down there. Every single ability is so accurate. They made zero mistake when the team fight happened.
And then the way that Tian just jumps in the right moment at the right angle, right? Like they force Xiao to just being able to use his ult to run away. And as he just goes under the turret, Tian just appears from the bush, destroys him.
And you can see the lockdown from Zhang Liang's ultimate. Like Wolves are only leading the game in the initial level 3, and that's it. They falls down again.
If you have a Zhang Liang that is so aggressive as the Yangs, look at that, Tian being taken extremely low. The damage comes in, but it's not going to be lethal. He needs to run away. Huahai is going to steal that blue buff successfully, and eStarPro is going to rotate to the red buff area.
So look at Tian standing up front as the only frontliners, not even losing one single HP away.
Look at that, the Armageddon comes in, but he's just going to roam away from this. Cruising around Tian, he knows that his ability does not make him vulnerable to any of these skills.
I would say that every single movement from Wolves are quite predicted by the side of eStar. They know what Wolves want to do. They will be hiding there waiting for the Wolves to arrive.
Has destroyed a tower.
They already, like, it's like if they're an open book right now. Like the homework, like the amount of work that the whole eStarPro has done in order to read what ChongQing Wolves could do. Look at that, Guang Yu taking half of his HP. Tian came in, was not enough damage.
Red team has destroyed a tower.
You know, with Lumber together with Alta, you're supposed to be that party who initiates all the time.
Yeah, of course.
But you can see the whole thing, the whole consequence, what's going on in the actual map is kind of reversed to the side of eStar because eStar have chosen this Zhang Liang as a counter pick.
It is so passive, right? Like it's not like they want to be passive. There's no answer back to that. Like it's the only way that they can play in right now. They already saw in game 1 what would happen. Look at that. Tian is being surrounded by 5 people. He's taking in so much damage. He does not fall, allowing eStarPro just to rotate around him.
And with this flicker being used again, Wovles have to wait for at least 2 more minutes for Fan to gaining himself another flicker again. And it's not looking good for the side of Wovles.
Not looking good. Not looking good at all right now. Even though there's not a very big gold advantage, everything is pretty leveled right now. But in terms of just the way that they feel like, oh, it looks better for eStarPro. Tian is going to flash himself out of that. It's going to open up a little lane. Fan is going to run away. Marco Polo is going to fall. Right now it's going to be Xiao, the one that is going to try to come in and take the kill. Double kill for him.
Still looking for Huahai, getting very closer to Huahai again.
Triple kill for Huahai.
Wow. The junglers are taking those 1-over solo fights on stage, and right now Huahai will be the last winner.
The last man standing in there. Great performance by Huahai right in there. No, like Xiao came in, he found the right angle, he found the right movement to just come in, but the only thing that he could find was a Tian.
Wolves wanted to rush this Overlord,
yeah,
but in the middle of this one, they got attracted by Tian, trying to force into a team fight with it. And those Marco Polo ultimates are just so fatal to their HP bars.
Yeah, and that is the problem. That everyone was just so focused on Tian that they does not allow them. Look at that, one more time, it's going to be rampage. Huahai is going crazy.
Oh.
Gets a double kill, gets a triple kill.
Xiao still managed to keep himself alive between 5 members, but it's not gonna happen. I mean, he's always been targeted. He was targeted by Zhang Liang's ultimate.
And now it's going to be Xiao, the only one that is going to stand here for the next 10 seconds, trying to stop eStarPro to take anything else. Those level 2 turrets don't seem to be able to stand for long. The one on top is going to fall. Now the rotation to the one on mid. Ooh, almost invisible.
Taste of blood.
And this game just started to seem familiar.
Yeah, just a little bit more like the first one, right? It looked like at the beginning of the game, like ChongQing Wolves had found an answer to what eStar was showing up in the first game, but seems like it was all just an image. Look at that. Huahai comes in one more time, forcing all of ChongQing Wolves just to go back to the fountain.
Those flickers they use, those flash they use, are very important information for side eStar. They can take those dragons, choose whatever they felt more comfortable with. Huahai still hiding in a bush, maybe waiting for something to bite. Oh.
Waiting for something, but that something is not going to show. Xiao is going to start on that Overlord.
Sending 2 members to hide in a bush, trying to gain a vision in the river. But since Qingro is there's so many dashes from Mai Shenu, there's no way that Wovles can try to stop him.
So many dashes coming in from Qingro, and the only one right now with a flicker available, the flash available on Wovles is going to be Xiao, which is not a very big win.
Oh, the ultimate is being forced out.
Look at that, suppressed down, Fly is going to fall one more time. Look at that, Xiao is going to be the second one that is going to follow him. Double kill for Huahai. This man is unstoppable right now, and he's still on the hunt.
And the position is really good from eStar. They sent like 3 members trying to rush for this tyrant, but they still remaining tyrant up front, standing in the river trying to see where wolves are, making sure that this dragon will not be exchanged by their enemy.
And right now it's going to be the Overlord that's going to go for eStarPro. They know that they want to have control of the lanes so they can go in for the Tiger turret.
So look at how many skills, like how many abilities and walls is used on Mai Shenu.
Yes. And Mai Shenu fell at the end, right? But after that, no one could actually react back when Huahai jumped in.
Oh, this kind of go good for the 8-1-2 KDA for Huahai.
Cool. That is the way that you want that lamp to be played, right? That's the kind of performance that you want to have when you have such a strong jungler assassin. Shadow Vanguard is going to be put on the bottom lane. The rotation just allowing the eStarPro to put some pressure over there in mid lane. They know that the Vanguard is going to be doing its job on its own.
Wolves, well, they buy themselves more time while they find a solution to this. And they're facing a lot of dilemmas here. I mean, even clean a wave will be a huge threat, a huge challenge for them.
Yeah, look at that. Tian is being taken all the way to half of his HP, but the turret at the same time is exactly the same. No one can do anything against this, and the turret is being taken to 1/3.
Lady Sun's item, 7.7k. Don't need sometimes 3 items already. Oh, Qingrao. Use another dash.
The flexibility just comes in, and then just everyone thinks that they can chase after him, and he does not even counterattack. He's just luring them away. Just reeling them and reeling them out.
Different gaming style here. We thought like Maishuni might be assassin, might be looking for those kills during the team fights, but this one, like eStar is setting Qingrong as a bait,
yes,
trying to absorb all the common skills, all the abilities from a Wolf. And then when the team fight actually happened, Wolf will be having nothing to go back.
And one more time, he comes in, Marco Polo comes in to try to get in, but he's the one that is going to fall. The turret is going to fall as well, but eStarPro had to take 2 kills in there.
This is one opportunity for Wolf, even though they're losing the high ground towers, but they get 2 kills in return. And right now they earn themselves those times and opportunity to rush out. They don't have to stay in their high ground towers all the time.
They don't. Like right now they could try to come out and try to get a little bit resources out of that. And that's why Huahai comes in to just to clean up house. Look at that. In the moment that Marco Polo jumps in, like he takes too much damage. Like he comes in and he did not stack up. His damage is not that, it's not that determinant right now.
This might be a game turning point. If you're rushing into this kind of actions, Legion is using his own body trying to initiate the team fights, that might be given, like Wolf, this kind of times and the exact item they need.
And I don't understand why, right? Because Tian was just sucking in so much damage and that turret was going to fall at the end. Fan being suppressed allows Huahai just to come in from behind. Look at the man. Lumber is going to fall first.
Wow, look at the positioning from Tian. Standing between those 2 team fights happen, and there's no way that Wolves can just jump through Tian to get into the right target. They cannot just save Fan there. There's no way they can make it through the crowd and the wall, the giant wall standing in front of them.
That's the thing. Like there's no answer to what Tian is doing. Like Tian is just literally just standing in there, just taking damage from the turret when they want to take turrets, taking damage from the frontliners when they want to fight. And he does not fall. Shadow Bangers, one more time. This time it's going to be spawned on top lane. They already have super minions from bottom. It's looking bad for ChongQing Wolves. 15 minutes and 40 seconds right now in time of the game. They want to try to push it a little bit more, but look at that. Fanfan's going to be stunned, and one more time he's going to disappear. Xiao has a great angle, but the damage does not follow. Yao Dao trying his very best to try to suppress, but it's not going to happen. Huahai is going to fall, but it's going to be only Xiao and Yao Dao. It's going to be Yao Dao, the only one right now. It's going to be facing 3 people from eStarPro.
Shut down.
Shut down by Itong. It's going to be an ace. The Dragons come in. They're going to take the crystal. They're going to take game 2. Congratulations to eStarPro.
The game will be leading to a 2-0 where eStar will be the one leading it. We talk about this for a lot of times. It's a single robin. Only one time will be offered for you trying to make sure you get to the grand finals. And right now, eStar is looking so good if you are doing the comparison against Wolves. I'm not so sure what happened just now, but this kind of drop, this kind of BP is not a good way for your teammates to fight back. Like after the whole thing is fixed, like Mule and I are having those very worried faces. You can't see it because we do not show our faces to you. But a lot of questions are lying down there to discover, to be answered from Wolf, from Lin. Why do you choose this kind of composition? If they're going directly to the Xiao, why do you still choose this lumber? Look how painful this kind of pair got the team, the players.
Of course, and I believe that just the fact that he chose is, well, you choose, number one, you choose Chang'e in your first round of picks, right? So you are already showing them that you're going to be playing that Chang'e, so it allows them still a lot of opportunities for them to counter on that one. That's number one. That lumber pick in there, okay, why would you allow that lumber pick in there when you already know that they have Marco Polo in front? That is just making E-Tron's life so much easier. Yeah, maybe what he's thinking about is just coming into someone just to suck in Tranlian's ultimate. Maybe that's what he's thinking about. But then after sucking in Tranlian's ultimate, Marco Polo has already stacked up his passive, and he's going to be a completely different beast for anyone in there. And let's not even talk about the fact that Huahai just had an amazing performance on that jungler.
I mean, usually when we see Lumber and Lu Bu at the same time, or Lumber together with Alta, it will be designing towards those marksmen, for example, Luban Master and Luban number 7, low marksmen with very low mobility. You're able to do this simply by the combo with your 2 ultimates available. But for this time, you see there's no backlines from eStar. The only 2 backline you're gonna see between the team fights will be Maestro Nui and Marco Polo. And if you 2 add up those dashes that these 2 heroes come up with, 6. How are you gonna?
Too mobile.
Yeah, how are you gonna do those team fights and initiations when it comes to you only have 1 flicker available every 2 minutes?
So there's no way that you can actually be aggressive as you want to be aggressive, right? Like they took 2 smites, they took lumber, they had the whole opportunity just to be aggressive, but they did not have in mind the composition that was given by eStarPro. eStarPro is just showing you something that you want to reply back with full-on aggressiveness. Aggressiveness coming from whom? Like, there's nothing that they could have done against this exact map.
I mean, definitely MVP again for Chinro. You can see we have been talking about during the game, right? Usually we assume Maestro Nui to be played as assassin, as who comes during the team fight and finish all the kills for the team. But not this one. Like eStar sending Chinro to be the eye for the entire team, lighting up all the rotations, all the scanning points of their enemies, and trying to steal those abilities from their enemies. How many common objectives, how many things that have this player being accomplished within the single team?
It's the same as when you're just playing in the playground when you're a child, and then someone comes into your face and they're like, "Bet you can touch me, bet you can touch me," and then you just kind of just chase after him.
I don't want to use this word, but Chinro is completely dominating the whole game and trying to manipulate.
It was just a psychological game. Taran standing right over there. Like everyone is just dealing so much damage on Taran, and Taran does not even care. Allowing Tyrion just to come in, deals the damage, and then he just runs away. No one had an opportunity in there from ChongQing Wolves.
No, this is way too passive. This is way too passive for Wolves to play.
It is difficult. It is difficult. Like we've always talked about, like how for eStarPro, like anyone in there can be a core player. And right now they're just showing it. Everyone is just being core. And for the problem is that for ChongQing Wolves, it doesn't seem like anyone today is being able to stand up and just literally just take the flag and say like, okay, this is not gonna happen. Okay, we're going to turn things around. In these last 2 games, I have not seen anyone, any of those 5 players just to really stand up and raise his hand and say, like, okay, I'm gonna be the leader in here right now.
I mean, you can see how confident they got when they can form this composition to Xiaopang. Given Xiaopang this kind of assassin's land engine together, I don't think there's any problem for Xiaopang's performances, but the whole composition is too passive for the entire team trying to fight back. You should at least pull up those 50-50 composition for this kind of place. Very talented players trying to show their limitations, but you are starting on their game with like 70-30. there's no way to win. Especially when you're facing eStar and they are 70, you are 30.
That is true. That is true. Like you just mentioned something super important, right? And I believe that is the main problem in here right now. It doesn't seem like the whole composition works into the one goal that they need to have, which is like to win. And if we are clear right now, after watching so many of these ChongQing Wolves games, that the core is going to be the jungler, then just build something around your jungler that allows him to have a little bit more of freedom. Like I feel like in the first and the second game, they're just expecting just that Xiao is going to, out of nothing, come up with an advantage and with a superiority that would allow him to take on 5 people from eStarPro. That's my feeling right now. Hopefully, they're gonna change it for game 3, because if they do not, I don't see a way that this is not gonna be finishing 4-0. Let's hope and see that what's gonna happen. All that's gonna be after this little break. Stay online. it out there. Nobody thought that we were going to be 2-0 this early and this quick. I did not expect this. I thought that the games were going to be a little bit longer. I was expecting to see some Tempest Dragons. We come in and then both games, eStarPro superior than ChongQing Wovles.
So from this time on, I think, we always kind of saw this. You were leading the BO7s and 2-0, but ending up in getting 4 winning in return. We saw this.
Yeah.
It happened. I mean, ChongQing Wovles still have a lot of chance of winning, but they should do something in their BP. You are definitely going to give your whole team a better one. Not to mention the 15-50. From this time on, I think you have to form better things in order to lift the whole spirit up for your boys. Laying huge pressure. Be good.
We're with you, Lin. Come on, you got this. Let's wait and see what you can do. Guang Yu and Xiao are gonna be the choices for the bans. Down the other side, they're not gonna give Monkey or Gongsun Li.
Definitely. I mean, Gongsun Li all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
If the game continues, Wuhan eStarPro will continue to ban this Gongsun Li all the time till the very last one. So Monkey, okay. It's good. Hiding your own strategies by simply showing one meta pick. It's okay. But let's see what will be the remaining heroes in Wuhan eStarPro's hero pool.
That's the thing, is that Wuhan eStarPro right now has so many different options, right? Like, they did not use anything very expensive or very luxurious, let's put it like that, in the first two games, and they were able just to take 2 Ws in there. So, Master Lupin and Lupin number 7.
And this is well prepared from side of eStar. They have this Zhao Jun. The ultimate will be a good answer trying to aiming this Lupin pair. Like one ultimate aiming 2. And let's see, third pick, Jing. They're picking the same heroes as ChongQing Wovles did just now,
already,
saving the future bans. Because all of that, you can see Mai Shenlu has been used from 2 parts, from 2 teams, and together Lan and Jin, so that Wuhan eStarPro can only try to ban these meta heroes in the very first round, again and again and again.
So just by doing that, they're just kind of recycling the picks, right? Just by recycling that, then you can just like have 2 to 3 heroes just always on the ban phase. Just narrowing down a little bit the complexity of the whole BT.
Oh, and right now, after setting the whole things up, they're banning those available choices when it comes to the top lane. They ban this initiation, this tank, this frontliners away.
So they do not want Lian Point there. I imagine that they do not want to have their option for Lu Bu either.
Lu Bu might be a best choice for ChongQing Wovles.
Yeah, exactly. It might be the best one. Is eStarPro gonna allow it though?
They have already used Ata, Xiao and Fuzi at the same time.
Yeah.
Only game 3. Agudo. All right. Still guessing out the possibility for ChongQing Wovles to switch different.
To Agudo Machao combo?
Being very cautious.
I like that. Well, that's gonna allow ChongQing Wovles just to take that Lu Bu option. That's gonna be good for them, at least in terms of tankiness. Wuhan eStarPro, Lady Sun. So Lady Sun and Tai Eternal would be another option that they could have in their line.
Tai Eternal and Donghang Tai are all available. We don't feel worried for Wuhan eStarPro. They have a lot to choose.
Yes. They have plenty of options. Now, the one thing in here is, it is game 3. And you want to seal the deal. You want to just make everything just go your way as early as possible. Don't allow them just to have any options against you. So, Lady Sun and Tai Eternal for me would be a more aggressive option compared to Lady Sun with something else.
It's okay, and the final 2 picks from the side of ChongQing Wovles. Because they have already used Jing and Lam, if they're going directly to those Assassin Core, only left choice will be Pure Touch Pena, but there's a little afraid of like short-handed. So they're going directly to this monkey. Combined with Lu Bu trying to form a two solid frontliners.
Two solid frontliners, and at the same time, the ability for Monkey just to rotate around and be able to find the backliners depending on the geographical part of the map that we're gonna have the fight, right? And that's, for me, the one thing that, wait, what?
Checkmate. Prince of Lanling will be the last choice from the side of eStarPro.
Tian, it's just such an OG right now. Like, I'm so sorry. Tian right now just being so aggressive. Like all the 3 picks that they've had for support have been all so aggressive.
You're talking about aggression. This will be the final answer of being aggressive during the plays.
And then what? The next game 4, he's just gonna come with goods and just be like, you know what? Let's just get this done.
I mean, this makes perfect sense. I mean, back in the days when we are having those spring season regular run in early beginning of the year 2022, we always ban Prince of Lanling away if you want to take Lu Ban pair. A good counter pick when you're trying to make sure that you have a safe environment happening down below. So this assassin can be a huge threat to Lu Ban pair. Not to mention, also they highly rely on the rotation from Shen Mengxi, and the disappearance of Prince of Lanling will also be a threat. Just imagine how many problems this single hero will be causing to ChongQing Wovles. Prince of Lanling will do this.
Prince of Lanling is just going to narrow down the rotation. That's just going to lock in a little bit more everyone into their lanes. Just putting those matchups on those 1v1s, 2v2s, just to be very clear. And in the moment that you feel like you want to rotate, then you're gonna have to take the long path. The short path through the river, that's going to be a no-no for Shen Mengxi or for Master Lu Ban or for Lu Ban number 7.
Wow, ESK is really killing people in BP. I mean, no one has seen this coming, and Prince of Lanling not also work to the best state, but not only work like precisely, but also save a lot of choices.
Yes, exactly.
Global BP.
He keeps just playing as if this would be going all the way to game 6. Like he just playing all the way to, if I would be in game 6, I still want to have options in there. Love that. All right, Xiao. 2v2 over there in the mid lane.
And bottom lane laning with Lu Ban number 7 saying no love. To be worried a little more. Rush back for a little bit because Prince of Lanling will be everywhere. Oh, Legion, those burst damage is very high. Like,
look at that, he wants to go for the kill.
Oh.
Love that, look at that. Talking about aggressive, right? So aggressive, I love that. Nothing, like, and that's I believe that's the whole thing. Like, I believe that the whole attitude needs to be aggressive. You cannot just only be aggressive by the picks, by the heroes. No, like, you need your the way that you present yourself needs to be aggressive. Look at that rotation, 3 people all the way to bottom lane. That's it, aggression. Make them fear.
Echoing with what kind of aggression that you choose in your composition and act in the same way. Oh, stun throws, nice combo there.
No damage coming in from Tian.
Again.
One more time? 2 times in a row and he's gonna fall. First blood for eStarPro.
2 combos in one roll, waiting for the second ability to cool down and aiming at the target at the same time. Oh, Timo.
Tiro, a great performance in there, but at the same time, questionable decisions from Xiao. Standing in there like for too long time.
Now this is not a good news. Normally, Monkey really relies on the pace of her personal growth, and he really needs to stay alive for the next round of the jungles, or otherwise you are losing the initiative. You're facing the fact that your jungle will be constantly affected by the showing off of the Prince of Lanling.
Yes, exactly.
It will be everywhere. Hard to chase, hard to get away.
All right. Already a 1,100 gold, 1,300 gold advantage For eStarPro, we know that whenever that they have their feet on the gas, like they won't let it go. Nothing that the Wolves can do in here. 4 people rotation to bottom lane. Look at that. Tian shows up and it's going to be Xiao Dao, the one that takes the damage from Taran. And Taran right now needs to run away. He needs to be on his feet.
Wow. Wherever like eStar want to start up in the team fights, those targets will always be killed. You can see those abilities are off the directions, but sometimes, somehow, it got followed up by Tyran's appearance. I didn't even see Tyran rushing down there.
Oh, like it is just beauty. It's just beauty. It's just beautiful the way that they're playing. Japan is gonna have to ult his way out of this fight, and he's gonna have to hand the Overlord all the way to the other side.
You can see Ziyang in green everywhere, which means that Hua Hai have been farming up secretly.
Yes.
And with a very quick speed for a long time, you don't want to give Jin this kind of safe and sound environment to buy those very important items.
Well, look at that, all the way
it's already happening.
under the turret.
It's already happening.
A 2v1, nothing that Pang could have done to protect himself or to protect the turret.
And this blue will be secured by Qingrong's ultimate.
Oh, the aggro. Brought back. Now look at this. Like we go back to the exact same thing. Already Hua Hai with a 2 levels advantage compared to Xiao Pang. And Ziyang rotation over to here to the red buff. They want to take control of the resources. Hua Hai is going to jump into the party as well.
Level 10 it is for Jin. Level 10.
Level 10 already? Wow. Hua Hai could just in this moment just start to take fights against anyone, and he would always be able to either.
He can do a 1-2.
Yeah, he could take a 1-2 against anyone right now. Not even Pang right now would be able to stand on a 1 against 2 in there.
Red team has
Those
destroyed
bottom
a
lane
tower.
pressure like eStar gave to Xiao Dao is so huge that Xiao Dao cannot find some room to breathe anymore.
And that's the problem. Like if you want to play with this Master Luban and Luban number 7 combo, then you want Xiao Dao to be able to farm consistently, right? To just have a healthy state all the time, going around and then just be able to take on as many minions as possible. But right now, as of right now, Xiao Dao has not been able to do that much of that. One more time.
I think every rotation and every movement will be very clear for eStar to see and to watch.
What can Pan do right over there? Tian is going to take him down. 3 against 1. The man tried to ult his way out. He did not survive. Hua Hai one more time comes in and takes the bears, and right now extending the eStarPro lead to almost 5,000 gold.
I mean, the full purpose and all the things that Wolves are planning to do for this particular match are kind of shred down into pieces by eStar, getting this Prince of Landing as a support. It worked perfectly till this point.
Up until right now, like that Prince of Landing has been the reason why ChongQing Wolves cannot actually move around. Like Xiao Dao has been just locked down over there in bottom lane all the way until the turret fell. And it's been 6 minutes, and look at his items. Shadow Ripper, that's it. Does not even have a second item.
As well be the surrounding happened just now in the replay. There's no way that Heng can do. And look at the mini-map. The teammates are far behind. There's no way the rest of the squad can save him.
You can see it in his face, man. Like, he knows. Turning this one around is gonna be another mission impossible. Hero spots the rotation from Wolves.
Red team has destroyed a tower.
Those efficiency from eStar trying, you know, like Wolves is gathering around, assembled together, trying to fight for this tier 1 turret in the mid. But once they find themselves as a unit, as a team standing in the mid, you found that your side lanes are collapsing. Like, there's no possible way to find a peaceful state.
It's just collapse everywhere that you're going. The Purify is going to save Yikong. Now they're gonna go on the attack. Fly's being taken extremely low. He did not have time to even proc his ult, just to run away as he's going to disappear from the map. E-Trend with the rotation over there to top lane. They're trying to take on the high ground turret. Successfully taking it down.
A tower.
It's like deja vu. Like everything is happening again for 3 times till now. Like the first one, I thought it might be the consequences of a bad VP, and second one, I thought it might be psychological like influences. But right now, I think Wovles is losing again. They're losing their high ground tower in the very first thing. Not to mention all the items, all the gold is not sufficient enough.
Look at that, Heng comes in, takes control of that red buff. When you cannot even take control of these kind of little resources, I think that has a strong toll on you, right? Like it's just psychologically, it's just so difficult when you cannot even protect the one red buff that you've been hitting already for 5 seconds.
Well, Splendor will be the first full item for Team to build.
Splendor? Huh.
Protect himself during the team fights, just to stay alive.
Yeah, when you know that you're utility, right? You just need to be alive. Your job is just to try to stun them, slow them down. That's it. Leave the damage to someone else.
And also Splendor can save them from Xiao Pang's ultimate, from Fan Fan's ultimate. To dodge for a few seconds.
Fly jumps in, but then he flashes his way out of it into safety.
They can accept to lose this very tier 1 turret in the mid.
Yeah.
Because they have already lost the high ground tower in the top lane. So it will be like a matter of time.
Yeah, of course. Like, there isn't much to defend in there, right? At the same time, like normally you do not want to lose that turret in mid because it allows the other team to come in, take your resources. But the resources are already being taken.
Already gone.
What's there to defend anymore? Coming in, Fan comes in. Xiao spots him. It's being controlled, brought back. The damage is not lethal. eStarPro, the only goal that they have is just the buff. They do not even want to go for the kills.
Just one single engagement happened down in the jungle just cost Wovles double flashes. It's not a good news. You're always trying to defend yourself. You're always trying to buy yourself better exit during the team fights.
But you're
not looking good.
But it's not actually working. That's the thing. That if it'd be working, and then you would be able to stall the game a little bit more, then you'll be like, okay, yes, it is going on. It's 11 minutes, and it doesn't look like in any way like ChongQing can turn things around. They need to wait and hope for an eStarPro gigantic mistake.
And right now their huge purpose is just, Wuhan number 7 just got killed by Lady Sun. That's a solo kill over there.
Gonna be it. Look at that.
Destroyed a tower.
Super minions coming in from top lane. Pang wants to try to clean this out. He won't be able to survive. Fan tried his best to protect him, but it was not enough. Right now it's gonna be a 5 against 2. 5 against 2. It's gonna just call it a day. Nothing that could have been done in there. Just call it a day.
Match point it is to the side of eStarPro. And from now on, we have to speak and have to talk about one cruel truth. It's not a single Robin again. I don't want to mention this again. I just want to discuss how difficult it could be for one team to lose in the very first 3 battles and still be the winner. Among all the matchups, we have thousands of important tournaments and matchups going on. We only see 3 times in history that if you lose for 3 and you won 4 future matchups in return. This happened only for 3 times. But not to mention, they're not that laid back in the remaining hero pool. They're not that laid back in the whole spirit and morale.
It is difficult to watch this kind of performance.
It's very heartbreaking to see this.
It is not what we were expecting. That's for sure. Like we were expecting a little bit more of 50-50 kind of game. I'm gonna give it to eStarPro, right? Like they're just being so strong. Their strats are just working perfectly. Their heroes picks are just being amazing.
Amazing.
On the other side, nothing that ChongQing Wovles have been able to try to find just to try to come up with a solution for it, right? Like it's the same as you have an equation that you're trying to fix, but doesn't matter what you move from one side to the other, it just doesn't seem to be able to be fixed.
You just got busted.
Yeah.
To every single route you choose, to every single angle they go, they're always gonna be those enemies lying down there waiting for you to arrive.
Just look at the way that Yao Tao was destroyed in that last one. It was a 1v1. What was Yao Tao doing right over there? He's trying just his very best just to protect the turret, but then it's just spotted in by Lady Sun, destroyed, completely annihilated. What's there to do when you're trying to protect your high ground with no marksman?
You know, to be frank, it's not like the performance is a 2 or 0 to 10.
Of course.
I would say like it's a victory of best and better preparation.
Sure.
It's a preparation work for a whole eStar. They know exactly what will be the main purpose from their enemy. They know what's gonna happen during the BP. If you can predict all the possible outcomes, you're gonna be the winner. No matter it's a BO7 or BO9 or BO11, you're gonna be the winner because you know what to do. But for this one, I think ChongQing Wovles really neat. Like it's not a matter of today's, but you have a lot of future tournaments ahead of you.
It's not about today.
It's not about today. You have to figure out a better solution for you as a team to figure out what can be done if you are going to be preparing for such a huge tournament.
MVP for this game, eStarPro's Xiao. The way that Xiao has been playing in these 3 games, that's it. Just give the man another MVP just for that. Like he's been playing so well. Like when you're thinking about a support and you're thinking about aggression, the picks that they have given him and the way that he's just been able to play them. Look at how they take on this 1 against 2. And then Pountis thinks that he can still take the kill from Tiro. Like he thinks that he can take that kill and overstepping.
Those careless miscalculation of the damage and miscalculation of when your enemy is about to have another second ability available should be counted in the future. I think like Wovles can obviously did a better job than this. They should spend more time to revive on their performance today.
They better do, because if they keep playing like this, I'm not actually worried about today's game anymore, right? I'll only be actually worried about like what's next for Wovles after this. It's a 3-0 right now. What if they finish today as a 4-0? What's gonna happen psychologically for the boys, as we know that there's still life after KIC?
But you know, some fighters, they fail sometimes. And I mean, getting defeated will be one true destiny for every single eSport player.
Of course.
You're gonna be defeated anyway. Like, there's a lot of tournaments, a lot of very important matchups, finals waiting for you in the future. But you just have to figure out what to do more, what can be done more to favor in your own team. I mean, I've been talking about those grand finals with these 2 teams with one another, and in the sprint season, like the grand final is always also unexpected. It's still favorite eStar 4-0, in the BO7 4-0, but like ChongQing Wovles managed to turn things around. They become the final champion in the summer season only by the cost of 1 month. 1 month of reevaluating, 1 month of redoing some of the hard works. They finally made this happen, and if they have already did it once, I believe they will have the ability and potential to do it twice.
I hope so. Believe me, I am a huge supporter of good top playing. Like I'm a great supporter. I'm supporter number 1 of skill. And when you have so many talented players in such a great club like ChongQing Wovles, you want to see them perform at their best. At the end of the day, you mentioned it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That's it. But when you have those names in there, you're expecting a different performance to what we have seen today. So let's wait and see. Let's see if Lin is going to take his book right now and he's going to try to just come up with some kind of a play that would allow him to change things around against a gigantic Wuhan eStarPro and against a gigantic SK right now?
I mean, these two teams are two of the oldest esports club in KPL. So not only they have generates those very talented players separating into a lot of clubs right now.
Of course.
They are representing some sort of the spirit, some sort of positivity here. So they have a lot of strong believers. They have a lot of very good audiences have been staying for a long time watching every single personal growth of these players. So hopefully do not leave yourself any regrets on the stage. There might be just one game for today, but you still have a lot of things to fight for in the future. So stay tuned and hopefully we can see a more amazing match going on after the break. We will be back.
believe, I want to believe that the team that you have in front of your screen can turn things around. I want to believe.
A lot of things might happen. I don't want to count down the remaining meta heroes from the side of Wovles. It's not necessary.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not necessary. We just have to observe what will be their emotions, what will be their facial expressions.
Exactly.
Are they excited enough? Are they confident enough that they can have those potentials and ability to make the impossibles possible again?
A lot of times it's just about body language, right? Like I know that a lot of coaches have always told me, you need to make yourself look bigger. The bigger that you make yourself look like, the more confidence that you're going to create. The message that you're giving to your brain just to tell yourself, I am gonna win this. So, from the body language, everyone at home can start seeing how the coaches, how the players are feeling right now. It is a difficult moment. It is a very difficult moment for ChongQing Wovles. Are they gonna be able to turn things around, or are they going to try their best to turn things around?
You know, sometimes people just simply assume that if you're losing 3 previous matchups, the 4th one will definitely be the most tensioned one.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Okay.
Because sometimes if you do not have anything to hold back on, you just release yourself.
That's true.
There's nowhere to go. We
true.
either got defeated one more time, we go home, we go away. We're trying to be better in the future, or otherwise it will be our last chance and last stop. This might be the destination for ChongQing Wovles. One last performances. You should be excited. You should be on fire. You should be feeling super excited for now.
It is not very common to see a 3-0 turn into a 3-4, right? But you and me, we have been to casting together once when that it happened, right? Like, so we've seen it. We have seen it. I remember last time that we were working together and then we were in that match, we just thought like, okay, yeah, this is it. One more game and then let's get out of here, right? And it was a completely different idea. It was a completely different game. And for me, one of the best games that I've ever casted in my life.
Me too.
So,
wonderful experiences.
What about if we just create one more tonight?
Of course, be the master of your own emotions.
Ooh, I like that. Be the master of your destiny.
Yourself. Of course. Destiny puts you 2 teams in the semifinals. That means that you are supposed to be the best team from KPL representing this area. So fight back, make good use of the remaining heroes. And we believe you, ChongQing Wovles, you have the potential to turn this around. Look at each, this guy is screaming right now. They are 3 points leading the whole series. They are in their match point and they are trying whatever they can do, trying to lift the things up. And you too, ChongQing Wovles, you need to gather this entire round.
Do not go quietly into the night. Rage, rage, rage. Let's go. Gongsun Li and Monk Tian are gonna be the 2 fixed bans that we're gonna have for Wuhan eStarPro, even if we make it all the way to game 6. That Xiao is going to be up over there, and ChongQing Wovles is gonna try to use that hero just to make miracles away and then just to make miracles to turn things around.
I love this answer. I always love how they choose that Xiao, trying to pull up those miraculous team fights during the game. So hopefully they can perform better. But one thing missing, they have already used Wuhan.
Yes.
I don't want to mention this, but it's a fixed truth. They have not enough heroes trying to form up with a commonly typical one of Da Chao composition, but instead going to allow to the Tigress and Byron together. Initial engagements, those aggressive actions in the early game. What do you do this?
Well, they have Byron, they have Tigress. I would say that Fan would be another option that they could have right over there. It would not allow them any tankiness whatsoever and would make them very squishy. But if you're gonna play to one strat, just play to the 100% of that strat.
Of course, at this point, you don't try to Do we have enough tank? Do we have enough damage? Do we have enough initiation? It's all done. It's your last chance. Go whatever they can do. If you're going to the extreme, go to the extreme.
The option over there from Huahai on Nakoruru, just burst damage. Try to get them out of the map even before they can get into the TP tunnel. Before getting into the tunnel, just drop in 2 and 1, bum bum, and then try to just burst them away.
You know, with this kind of choices, it's very common for eStar trying to use Nakoruru go against countering Xiao. But this choice of the hero really means that, ChongQing Wolf, you have at least 8 minutes to do things in the early game.
Exactly. Nakoruru's damage is not online before that.
She will remain silent. In the very beginning of the game, this might be your chance. So Tigress Byron, yes, also good answers. Thrive in the early game. And the mid laner, Zhou Yu.
Okay, trying to use the fire just to try to quickly gain advantage in mid lane. They banned Zhao Jun, so the options on mid lane for ChongQing Wolves are very scarce in terms of trying to gain advantage with the minion wave.
Ganjiang. All right, the remaining heroes, I think this suits to this kind of situation the most. Ganjiang, clean the wave, and also in initial game, like early game, it also like have a lot of burst damage coming out from the ultimate. All right, they're still like wondering what will be a better solution when it comes to marksman. The AD carries Yarrow.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case that this goes to late game. If this goes to late game, if we make it to 16, 17, 18 minutes, we still need someone that can stand over there.
Your dream is being answered.
I told you. Based on what we have been seeing, it was just that. It's the pinnacle of aggressiveness. It's the pinnacle of just like playing to the strategy, playing to the strength of a hero, of the strength of a player. And that KIC2022 is just that.
It also makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, it also makes sense, of course. Like, you need to form yourself with those heroes who have the ability to shift your enemies around, making them go to the angles they do not want to go. So both like Lianpo and KIC2022 will be a very good countering heroes when you're doing those team fights going against Xiao, trying to make sure those team fights, those enemies will be pulling back within your own abilities. Oh.
Let's wait and see. It's gonna be a beautiful match. This is gonna be a beautiful match. The one thing that I'm a little bit worried for ChongQing Wolves is they need to be very decisive in the first 4 minutes of the game. While Huahai is not gonna be part of the mix, they need to be decisive. They need to go and engage into whatever that's gonna be their plan. If it is going to be passive and protect your resources, then passive and protect your resources. If it's going to be aggressive and try to invade, then aggressive and try to invade. But it needs to be 4 of them. It cannot be a 1, it cannot be 2, it cannot be 3, it needs to be 4 of them. It needs to be a clear teamwork. If there's no clear teamwork in here, that strat could just fall down to pieces really fast.
And I would say eStarPro's composition is a really risky one. So whether they can pull off this composition to the uppermost limitations of this composition really comes down how they perform during the game. So you can see that KIC2022 and Meng Tian, not a very stable, not a very like hero that you feel safe enough.
Yes.
Those are the highly chosen, like risky ones also. But for ChongQing Wolves, very aggressive in the early game and also enough damage in late game. The range of the auto attacks is enough. I think they might have the chance.
They might have the chance, and we're up to game 4. This could be it. It could be a 4-0 for eStarPro, and they could just take the first ticket to the finals. Or it could be ChongQing Wolves just trying to turn things around and just try to move forward, trying to postergate a little bit more eStar's party.
Will this be the end of the night? We are all wondering.
We're all wondering, look at that. fly.
Fires.
Flashes his way away. Tiger is already being aggressive. 1,500, 1,100. Leaps his way out of the fight.
Right, some exchanging your HPs, but getting this red in return. Wolves, even it costs 1 flash, but I think it's acceptable.
It is acceptable, completely acceptable. As long as they are still alive and they were able to come in and take some out of the jungle, I would take that any single time.
And for the current laning situation, I think Wovles is winning in either lanes.
Yep.
You let Daryl doing the laning going against Tian. Good choice. Happy, feeling happy. And the top lane, Ganjiang going against Tian. Also good work. Good thing happening. 3 winning lanes.
And look at that, like it's been 1 minute and 40 seconds. And as you just mentioned, Huahai is just completely quiet.
Complete quiet, complete silent.
Nothing that he could actually come and do. I'm seeing takes the vision.
Sneaking to the back.
Oh, Peng is going to be caught up in there and he's going to pay with his life. That's bad news for ChongQing Wovles.
Of course, you don't want to lose the life of Tigress. He will be the rhythm machine for this one.
Exactly. Like he's the one that needs to be creating the path, right? Like he's the one that needs to be building the path for them to move forward.
Like in easier term, if Peng remains alive till the second, they will be ready to the next round of invasion. But since Peng is getting killed in the very first place, they are losing the initiative when it comes to do the invasion again. So the second round of the buff cannot be continued.
He just couldn't even imagine that the rotation of eStarPro was going to be expecting him over there in that bush.
Oh!
Tian flashes his way out of death. Guang Yu had a total target on his back.
Switching lanes right now, letting Garrow to go to the top.
Oh man, comes in and is going to use his second ability and is going to take Fan out of that. Guang Yu being spotted. Four people getting out of that bush.
Wow, it's like eStar is generating as a team, trying to make and steal the blue away. Wolves is losing those advantages we talked about in the early game when it comes to laning, because there's no laning phases anymore.
No, there's no more laning whatsoever, right? Like right now, it's just going to be a matter of the rotations that they can do. And in terms of rotations, Tian has a full advantage with that hero pick compared to what Dachio can provide right now.
Look, Guiwuzi is not only famous for the huge initiation using the second ability, also the ultimate will enable the entire team to have one extra acceleration.
One more time, he's going to fall. Hua has been taken extremely low. He's going to be a 1-to-1 trade. Now Tian is being targeted, and it's going to be a 2-1 trade for ChongQing Wovles. But look at Yizheng.
All responsible for the towers. Only. My only duty is to take down towers in this game. Nothing else.
He knows that in the scenario that they need to fight against each other, like they have the advantage. In the scenario where they need to fight, like they just need to wait a little bit more, just a tiny bit more for Huahai, and they have the advantage. Already Peng has died twice in this whole game, and that we know that is going to be very bad news for him.
Catapults moving out.
Look at that. He cannot reply back.
I think this kind of team fight is the prize that East are willing to take.
Yes.
Willing to play. They will throw up anything they got, trying to kill Xiao, trying to put a stop sign for Wolf's whole rhythm. And then, if your junglers are kept being killed, you cannot just simply rotate using the dash.
Yes.
You'll become all the time outnumbered.
Like then the rotations are not going to be that dangerous. And that's the main idea about playing this whole Dachio strat, that your rotations need to be danger. And you need to make everyone fear your rotations. 5 people rotate to bottom lane from Wovles.
But you're always neglecting one true lane. You think the top, like with the wave, the NJ can easily take down.
And then you're going to give this level 1 turret, but he's gonna take that level 2 turret.
And not to mention the personal gold.
Oh, look at that. He wants to jump in, comes in with the flash. Xiao is gonna be spotted one more time. Huahai takes him down, and this is looking horrible for ChongQing Wolves.
The rotation, the efficiency that these members are making rotation is just horrible. The last time you saw these two players there appearing in the bottom lane, and just by a single clip, single minute, they just appear up front.
What are you doing here? Weren't you bottom lane? Nobody expected that.
Good teams are so good at hiding their own vision and even more giving you the wrong one. It's about deceiving your enemy, of believing you're going to the different rotations and different directions. This is what eStar did really great just now.
Great performance right now from eStarPro. Nothing right now that ChongQing Wolves can do, as they have green light to take that bottom tier 2 turret as well. They're gonna try their very best to exchange both turrets. But I don't think that they're gonna be able to. Tian is just looking majestic in there. Nothing that they can do to try to do that.
Another ultimate trying to assemble here. But
Tian got a good position, comes in, takes some Pound disappears. That's gonna be Huahai, the one that is on the run, but it's not going to be enough. But look at that, Etron comes in and he's got time, he's got angle, he's got damage, comes in, takes one more kill.
Yeah, it's that easy. eStar is always given choices, options for Wolves to pick. So you either choose to protect your marksman, but you lose one side lanes, which means that our marksman will be safely farmed up to those very fatal items. And once you get it, you see those damage coming from Ejin.
Yeah, exactly.
Impossible to handle.
And that's the thing about Direndia, right? In the moment that he's got items, he could be one of the most feared marksmen in this whole game. Wow, just a combo, and then Pan was immediately just taken out of the game.
Disappearing from the map.
One more time, look at this. They're trying to find the right angle. They want to find Yao Dao. Yao Dao is going to disappear. Oh, the TP tunnel takes Xiao out of it. And it's going to be Fanfan, the one that is going to escape as well.
Well, that's really dangerous. If Xiao managed to pull Fanfan out again, I think this game will probably going to be finished.
Yeah, of course.
They're looking for those waves alive in either route. And eStar is looking so good at this point. Not to mention, this will be their game point in this BO7.
Yep.
If they continue to build this kind of leading situation in the whole game, they will officially be announced as the very first one who have the ticket to the grand finals.
What was Pan trying to do right over there? He tried to take a 1v1 against Huahai, and he knows that he does not have the damage right now.
No idea.
He does not have the damage, and then it's just the burst coming in from Huahai.
I mean, this will be the time where you started to make those questionable decisions.
Red team has destroyed a tower.
As long as Yao Dao is alive, ChongQing Wolves have an option. As long as Yao Dao keeps trying to get more items, but look at that, only 5,400 gold. Yao Dao does not have, right now at this moment in the game, the ability on its own just to try to turn things around.
Very close one, huh? Very close one. If you're watching the game in this kind of angle, you got frightened easily.
That was crazy. Oh my gosh, look at that. Tian already finds one. Can he get Fly out of there? Yes, it is. Fly disappears completely. Pan just waiting in the bush. He knows that he only needs the vision.
Yeah. I mean, the total damage are completely two different like levels.
Yeah.
So you cannot just simply compare how they're gonna do during the team fights because they are starting off in this game like with such a huge difference.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they even started in the same starting line, right? I do believe that since the beginning of the game, it was already like very clearly for one team.
Dark Tyrant has been defeated.
Dark Tyrant gonna go for Wuhan eStarPro, and right now they've got both the Overlord and the Tyrant.
Oh, Yizhen. From this moment on, I think Yizhen just transferred from a marksman to a soldier.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Like Fly doesn't want to engage against him. He just stands over there in the eye of the whirlpool, knowing that no one is going to show up.
Right now, this will be a competition of vision.
Yes.
So each side, they're guessing where your enemies are going to go. eStart, the best solution to solve this will just corner him in the high ground tower. So they use the Vanguard trying to make sure that Wolf's movements are so clear in your hands.
Oh, look at that. eStar is going to try to go for the push. They're coming in, but they just failed on that one. They took the turret, but they need to replete right now.
Destroyed a tower.
Xiao is the only person from ChongQing Wovles that fell. It was a 2-1 trade, but they were successful at taking that high ground turret.
Like eStar is simply just using their lives, trying to gain more stuff, gaining those high ground towers. Let's see how they do this. So the fire is already set up.
Yep.
And then huge endeavor, taking 2 tower power, 2 tower damage, Tyrant, trying to initiate and wait for Huahai to dive in.
I think that Huahai and Tian, they were a little bit too far away for them to try to engage in that.
Too determined in this.
It was just such a long run for them. It is a good decision, right?
I mean,
But Tyrant was just taking so much damage earlier in the engage.
if you're leading the game, it's understandable to do this kind of actions because you are just so desperate of gaining this high ground tower.
Has destroyed
You know, sometimes I think it will be taken in more if it's a sidling high ground tower. Like the mid lane doesn't worth the risk.
Fly comes in. Tian with already his ability waiting for him. Fly decides just to make a U-turn and go back into safety.
You know, it's a 4th game in this BO7. So the only times that Wolf can fight back will be a result of eStarPro's players' mistake.
Yes.
This is not a good sign. You have to find yourself your own rhythm. But unfortunately, like starting from the very beginning for the 4th time, they are losing it. So basically, they can simply just count on their enemies to make those mistakes, trying to fight back.
Huahai is already waiting in the bush. But they're going to have to push back, and that's going to give priority for eStarPro to come over here and take that Shadow Tyrant. Shadow Overlord, so sorry. The speed, done, rushed in. Rotation one more time, clean the way.
And Howling Emblem is available at any time.
Waiting for the right moment. They need to get Yao Dao out of the mix. If they can do that, they will have an opportunity. They have wide open doors to go and take the victory.
Oh, they're planning to take 2 dragons in one roll.
Why not? Nothing that ChongQing Wovles can do to try to contest this one.
This is a safety gesture, which means that eStarPro is really getting prepared to become the winner of this game.
Huahai just cleaning the jungle first, waiting a little bit more. Wolf still doesn't have an idea where he is positioning. So eStarPro can try just to be a little bit more aggressive and take on this turret. A turret is going to fall as well.
And this time they choose like a safer way to do this.
Shadow Vanguard is going to come from top lane.
And with the help of this dragon, I think eStar is going to probably get 3 high ground towers. after the wave got to the right position.
After the wave comes in, look at that. Stunned in.
Red team
Fire.
has
And
destroyed
they
a
are going
tower.
to take that turret down. Shadow Banger coming in. They just need to wait for the minions. As the minions are going to start clashing in, they're going to have green light. Wait for Ziyang. Wait for Qirong. Wait for Huahai trying to find the right angle. Fly disappears. It's going to come back and it's going to be Xiao Yu, the one that is going to fall. They just completely vanished out of this map. The crystal follows. 4-0 eStarPro.
Finally, good news for the side of eStarPro, making it to the grand finals. I mean, these two teams are directly sent into the group stage, which means that they're considered to be the top, standing on the top of the pyramid, representing all the best powers of KPL. And for today's matchups, definite win. A showing of who is gonna be the first team making to the grand finals. Congratulations to eStarPro, they managed to take it a 4-0 complete winning situations.
Our first 2022 KIC finalists, Wuhan eStarPro. Congratulations to them. They take the first ticket. Look at them, ready just to go on the 30th and try to get one more trophy for their club.
This will be the last stop for all the teams participating in 2022 KIC, because this will be the end of the year 2022. So a lot of dreams will be stopped here, and a lot of dreams will be pursued from here as well. Like those battles you had up on the stage might leave you at some time of regrets, some time of bad experiences, sometimes of very unsettling feelings and memories, but it's so good to be young. You still have a lot of chances in the future.
You still do. Look at the boys in there. They still cannot make heads or toes out of what just happened. It's difficult to swallow. Not only the fact that you won't be able to make it to the finals, but just a 4-0 defeat against your biggest rivals. That difficult one for sure.
And again, as the team leader, as the captain, representing eStar all the time, Huahai writes down the name of his club instead of his own ID. eStar will be the only team that Huahai has been representing as a whole career.
There's no human being bigger than the club. You gotta remember that. There's no individuals that are bigger than the club, and then just by what Huahai just did right over there by writing Wuhan eStarPro instead of writing his name, it just shows that he understands that at the end of the day, it's not going to be his victory. It's going to be the club's victory, and the club's victory transforms in the audience's victory.
There's a lot of ups and downs for Wolves.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning of 2022, they actually got in like the exact same situation, and they got complete defeated by eStar, the same 4-2-0, but they just magically fought back into the summer season. So among all the esports clubs we're talking about, like ChongQing Wolves will be the one I just do not worried about their mentality.
Yeah.
I just know that if
they will
you
bounce
have
back.
conquered this one more time, you can possibly just do it one more time. So yeah, conquer back.
Oh, whenever that you have seen what they have seen, right? Like whenever that you've experienced what they have experienced, coming in and then you losing in semifinals, coming in and losing a final, that's the stuff that they have lived before, and they have just continued moving forward, and that's what the only thing that they need to do. It is difficult to swallow a 4-0 defeat in a semifinal. Nobody likes that. Nobody is supposed to be satisfied or happy about this, but eStarPro. But at the end of the day, it's competitive sports. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
I mean, applause and appreciation should be awarded to the one who have better preparations.
Yes.
I mean, you can see how well they prepared for this. All the BP, all the draft, all the ban and the target and the counter strategies they have performed during the game are so good, are like a very high quality state. So they deserve to go to the grand final.
They deserve it. They came in and they showed that it's not only that they deserve to be in the final, but that they are a huge contender to take the trophy. Wahai, the MVP for this Game 4 on that Nakoruru.
You can see the rhythm is totally different. We assume that Nakoruru will be spending at least over 5 to 8 minutes trying to farm up. But the second, once they are enough and pretty sure that they will have enough kill to kill Xiao as instant, they just gather around as a team and started to do the things that Wolves cannot handle.
And that's it. It's like we talk a lot about like early game or like late game or like waiting until this happens.
Yes.
And it's not about time. It's a matter of decisions. You see the opportunity, you go for it, and then it means that you don't need to wait for 8 minutes. Then you need to wait for only for 6. And it happens twice, and then you don't need to wait anymore. Look at that. It's 8 minutes, and he was taking over there already like his 3rd kill.
You know, eStar is continuing to refresh or to just build new and better understanding of this game, Honor of Kings. We're just going according to the rules, the instruction they're showing us. Our understanding and comprehension of this game is according to eStar performances, how they digest to different kind of system and composition. They are the one who's responsible to write answers in every single meta. That's the reason why they become the champions all the time, and once again, one more time, make it to the grand finals.
They're pioneers in that, right? Like when the meta comes out, that's the first thing that you normally would do. Just go and check on what eStarPro is doing. Check on what eStarPro is picking, and then after that, you can make your own conclusions on how the meta is going to be played.
Of course.
When the patches are just being renewed and then everything just changes, you just go and check on what the Blues are doing. Most of the time, they're going to be correct. Most of the time.
Historical.
Well, for ChongQing Wolves, that's going to be it. It's going to be them just moving back home and then just checking on what they can do in order to just fix problems, fix mistakes, fix errors. We did not even see one Tempest Dragon today in this whole game, and that tells you a lot about how Wuhan eStarPro just had the pace completely on their advantage. They just completely controlled the game since very early, and that just sets up the first task for ChongQing Wolves as they're gonna move into holidays. How to react back to such a huge, fast pace coming in from your opponents.
And I mean, the failure is temporary. I really believe this. I really believe this. So once you have a fixed mentality, you have faith in yourself, you have confidence in your own performances, you're gonna make to those grand finals again once you unite as a team. All right, so we are ready to do the interview. We have the honor to spend some time with Fly. Just connect with Fly. Fly, 你好，给我们打个招呼吧。
好，大家好，我是重庆狼队的 Fly。
It's pretty unexpected, this kind of outcome. So how do you feel after today's matchup? Share with us what you're thinking about right now. 今天这场比赛的整体的进行确实和我们所想象的相差非常的多。一整场比赛下来，首先非常的辛苦 Fly， 辛苦你们了。然后此时此刻有什么想跟我们分享一下的吗？
分享，今天主要感觉，我们队伍的整体状态没有对面好吧？对，今天也是，一个很快的一个比分，一个大比分就输掉了嘛。
All right, so frankly, we think, and personally, I think that we have a lower competing whole situation compared with our enemy, and I think this kind of ending and result is also unexpected as at the same time. All right, 这场比赛之后呢，会有一段比较长时间的休息。Fly 希望在这个休息的时间和整体队伍一起做怎样的一个调整呢？
总结失败嘛，然后呢，总结原因。然后呢，增长经验吧，然后呢，去 备战明年的比赛吧。
All right, so what will you guys be planning to do if you and have some time in rest, in planning for the future? So we want to conclude and trying to make sure that we grow in this kind of in this kind of failure, and just got prepared for the future matchups. And we believe we can do this. We also believe you guys can do this. 我们也相信你们一定可以这么做到的。非常感谢 Fly 接受我们的采访，谢谢。Yeah, like
it is a tough one, right?
It's a very tough one.
Normally you really want to enjoy interviews with Fly because he's a man that he always comes in, he has a lot of words, and he really wants to share like his understanding of everything with us, right? But you can see from just the interaction right now, like what's going on, and through his mind, it's just a very very difficult moment for them to just leave this KIC with not the result that they were expecting. When you ask him like what are they going to do next, the only thing that he can come up with is like, we just need to summarize what were the mistakes, what were the flaws, and then just try to find solutions to that. A very different performance and interviews that we normally have from the man.
Yeah, but I think it's a precious moment because you can see those feelings are so real.
True.
Those present feeling that he's really feeling very upset about what's going to happen, what's just happened, and just cherish this moment because everyone will get like this, to be like this once they are defeated. In this kind of important tournament. And also at KIC, we have been mentioned this a lot of times. It's the most important matchups and tournament within the whole year. So you fought a lot of battles early on and ending up getting a 0-4. I think, yeah, this result is very hard to digest, but hopefully they can have enough ability to do so.
It is a difficult one. We're looking forward just to what 2023 is going to be for ChongQing Wovles. We're looking forward just to see them in the next year's KIC, that's for sure, and in the KPL tournaments. And then let's see what they can do. It's time for them just to go back to the board and then just draw new strategies. That's it. Keep evolving.
Keep fighting. Okay, so we are ready for the interview. Let's spend some time with 花海。Hello， 花海，跟我们打个招呼吧。
大家好，我是武汉 eStarPro 的花海。
花海，今天4局比赛，觉得自己哪一局发挥的最好啊
？4局比赛，感觉蓝那一把发挥比较好吧，那一把人杀的比较多。
All right, you have been through 4 matchups in total, so which will be the one who think you performed the best? So the answer will be like the one I played long because I got the most kills over that one. Super excited. 今天的比赛当中呢，就是看到很多很意外的英雄，比如说是嫦娥啊，可以跟我们分享一下为什么在这个版本呢，嫦娥会变得突然这么热门吗？
第一个点的话就是这个版本有很多法师英雄没有了嘛，然后嫦娥的话又是比较好打火舞的，然后我们两边其实都是用嫦娥来打火舞，对。
All right, so we were wondering what will be the reason why Chang'e just suddenly got so popular in this current meta. So the answer will be like, firstly, because our choices in this current meta for mages are quite limited. So we just started to discover what can be picked as a very good and solid solution. And secondly, we think Chang'e will be a good countering character when doing the laning going against Mai Shilanui. And that's a reason why we chose Chang'e in our composition. 今年非常的长，花海，然后再一次进入到了本届 KIC 的总决赛。此时此刻的心情和感受，可以跟我们分享一下吗？
现在的心情的话，就是比较激动吧，因为年底的最后一个比赛了，然后奖金又特别的多，然后反正很兴奋吧。
All right, so what are you feeling right now? Because it's a long way journey and this is KIC. So the answer from Hua is really interesting and very cute. I mean, this is a very important matchup for us and the prize pool are so attracting and we really are feeling super excited at this point to make it to the grand final. 好，那么最后一个问题非常的简单，当然也会有些为难你啊。总决赛的对手你觉得会是谁啊？
总决赛的对手的话，上次跟微博打过了，这次的话 GK 吧。
All right. So who will be the finalist challenger for eStar? Make your little estimation for us, Hua Hai, please. And the answer is really interesting. Like the last time in Challenger Cup, we have be facing Beijing Weibo in the grand final. So this time, I believe it will be Foshan DRGGK Sherm. Okay, thank you so much for doing this. 谢谢华海接受我们的采访，谢谢。
Really nice. I love when people is just real. They're like, what are you looking forward for in the final? The prize. The prize money. Give me the bag.
So straightforward, right?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? And then with that said, at the same time, like he's just telling us what he's predicting for tomorrow, right? He said, we've already played Beijing Weibo. What about if we just switch it a little bit and then we play Foshan DRGGK?
So cool.
That's really nice. That's really nice from him, just trying to level things up and then just trying to make his own predictions of what's going to happen. For today, Hua Hai had a great performance. In every single one of those heroes that he picked, he had a great, massive performance. He got an MVP at the end on that Nakoruru. And when he played Lamb, he took so many different kills, right? So he did help a lot his team to be able to take the victory that they had today.
And thank you for staying with us all the time. And this will be the result for today's matchup 4-0. The winner will be Wuhan eStarPro.
For ChongQing Wolves, that's going to be the end of the road. They're going to be able to get back home and then just have a little rest before getting back to practicing, getting back to training and trying to get better and turn things around for 2023.
This might be the end of 2022 KIC, but this might be a starting point for something new.
December 25th, tomorrow, Foshan DRGGK against Beijing Weibo. That's going to be our Christmas present to all of you. Come and get online and watch with us who's going to be facing Wuhan eStarPro on the final on the 30th.
Well, Hua Hai's estimation and prediction be correct. And the answer will be revealed after tomorrow's matchup.
After tomorrow's matchup. Thank you very much, everyone, for enjoying this game with us, right? I believe that we came in with high expectations and then we saw great performances. At the end of the day, the result is just going to be completely secondary because we did enjoy every single minute of those performances for sure.
Of course. And we saw a lot of very interesting compositions. And, for those of you who are looking forward to fiercer battles, amazing performances, I have a suggestion for you. Stay tuned for tomorrow's matchups.
No, stay tuned. And if you have a chance, just go online and play some games yourself. Remember, take some notes and always try to get better. Try to improve yourself. Not only by watching, but you need to go there and you need to play.
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot of things right now because after doing those interview with Fly, suddenly you did another interview with Hua Hai. You saw those feelings are so different, are so opposite. You just know how important this tournament is to every single player.
To completely ends of the spectrum for sure.
Yes.
For today, this is gonna be it for us. We brought you today Wuhan eStarPro against ChongQing Wolves with a 4-0 victory for the blue side. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here with us, and we will expect to see you tomorrow for our second semifinal. Hope that all of you have a good evening and a good night.
Merry Christmas.